though, to when you were little Trevor and Tolomanui.
Okay.
Did you always know Carmen, the entertainer, the woman, was inside Trevor?
Well, my mother was absolutely very beautiful. She was tall and striking. Sadly, she moved on. And she was part Maori and part Pommy. And she always said to me, you should be a fashion designer. Because when I was about, say, 12, 13 or 14, I used to get pencil and paper and scribble lots of ladies' fashion. The fashion in the 1930s and 40s were, you know, fur coats and pearls and picture hats and the whole works. And I was fascinated by it, and I used to sketch all that. And I wasn't very bright at school, but I was good at sketching. And my mother said to me that you should have been a fashion designer. When I was 15, I left school. I was delivering telegrams as a guy, and I knocked on this door, and this Egyptian lady knocked on the door in Tamanui, where I'm from. Yeah. Tamanui and Waimiha. I always say Waimiha because my father's from there. Oh. And anyway, I knocked on this door, and this lady said to me, would you come inside my place? I want to read your fortune. And I was a bit scared because I was just left school and I was a bit dumb and thick. Anyway, I went in, and this is what she said to me, two things. You're going to leave Tamanui. The rest of your life is just going to be makeup. That's all she said. And I went home and I told my mother. And my mother said, oh, we might see you on television one day. Now, this was about 1950. And I couldn't believe it. And here's television today, you know. That's what she said to me, because my mother was a great reader. She said, we're going to see you on TV one day. And I said, oh. So I salute to my mother and say, thank you. She's up there looking down on me.
But then you joined the army.
I joined the army. It was compulsory military training for us teenage boys to join the army. I was rather scared because I was just coming on the gay scene.
Right.
And in that time and era, that late 40s and 50s, the heterosexual men will beat you up and give you a hiding and kill you. They were a different lot then. They were wild, the heterosexual men. But anyway, I tried to hide it. I was called out in Papakura to do my training, and I asked for a transfer. You can ask for it. I was in artillery in Auckland at Papakura. This is 1955. Yeah. I was 18. And then I said, if I can have a transfer, you're allowed a transfer. I went to Christchurch and finished my training there in the army. And that's when I first did my show business. They were calling out for artists and entertainers. So I lip-song to the late black Eartha Kitt. Oh. She's not with us anymore. I did her number, and I got a standing ovation from all the army soldiers. So as you can see, I've still got a swollen head.
Oh, in every way. So then that's where your entertainment started from?
That's where it started, and I salute to Christchurch, and I salute to the army. And here I am in Sydney. And I just finished doing the SBS television interview last week, and I'm still doing show work, so not bad, because I'm in my 70s now, coming up 80.
Wow.
Time goes, I don't know where it's gone to, but I think it's keeping, people say I look young, but I think it's all these dozens of toy boys I've had through the years have kept me young.
I'm going to try it too. So how did Wellington come about? How did you start the coffee shop?
Well, I was in Auckland. I was working in a striptease club for Rayton Hasty, Wally Martin and Philip Warren. Philip Warren at the Montmartre. I was doing shows there, and I decided I'll have a break. So I came down to Wellington, and I was living above my coffee shop at the time, and the landlord said he's moving out. So I said, how much do you want for this shop if you let it? He said, $50. So I went to see the city council, and I said, I want to open up a morning and afternoon tea rooms, but it was really a late come see night spot, really. Yeah. I wasn't going to tell them that. And so they okayed me, and they said, great, we can do the coffee shop in the back streets. And after that, the rest was history. I used to pack the place out. Hundreds of people used to come every night. I had Hollywood film stars. I had Miss World. I had Belinda Green. And then I had the, rock groups and entertainers. And
it was the place in Wellington, wasn't it?
That's right. It was the in place. And we were open 7 nights a week. And a lot of the people that came into the coffee bar didn't want to go home. It would be 4, 5, 6 in the morning. I said, don't you have a job? You know, and I found out later, a lot of them were very lonely.
Right.
And that's why they liked it. Then I had the balcony strip club, where it is today. So if anyone goes in there, do take a salute, because today it's the library, right. 57 Victoria Street today. And I had the balcony nightclub and had drag queens and straight heterosexual girls and gay guys stripping at the club there, and we used to see 400 a night. Every night, and well, most of the night, mostly the weekends, and had all these big variety shows, and all the girls had to be glamorous. They had to be big hairdos, their tits falling out of their tops, and I didn't, but they did, and nice legs showing. You know, the idea was to draw the crowd, and we got it. It was the football, the cricket, the overseas tourists. The taxis were absolutely great from international airport. People say, where do you go to? And they used to say Carmen's. And they used to bring them to my coffee bar and to my nightclub. And if they came to my coffee bar, I'd give them more cards and tickets to go to the balcony strip club. That's how I did business.
Send them all from one to the other.
That's right, because we had the shows. And that was absolutely fabulous. I had some wonderful drag queens work for me there, and it's very beautiful, but a lot of them have moved on to do other things.